Shri Gurubhyo Namaha Harihi Om Sadashiva Samarambham Shankaracharya Madhyamam Asmadacharya Paryantam Vande Guru Parampara Shri Jagan Mataram Devi Sthita Padmakasanam Hridaya Sagaratitam Gomatim Pranatosmyaham Om Namo Namaha Taha Mama Nama Vishwanatha Acharya Jonas Mazet Brasil Deshe Aham Vasami Petrópolis Nagari Bhavanjanati Petrópolis Não. Rio de Janeiro Nagara Samipe, very close to Rio de Janeiro. Tatra Bahavaha Shishyaha Santi Katam Vadami 5,000 regular students, more or less 2 lakhs, 3 lakhs of one-time students, you know. Te Bhagavad Gita Patanti, Mantram Patanti, Sanskrit Vyakaranam Patanti, Parantu Bahavaha Janaha Chintayanti Kasmat. Kasmat Brasil Deshe Bahavaha Janaha Vedika Paramparayaha Samarpitaha Santi. Yasmat Brasil Deshe Api Ekaha Pratina Samskritihi Asti. Kataham Vadami, cousins, brothers. So I will say in English, yes. So in the Amazon forest, that's, Brazil is a very big country, 3 times the size of India, 70% of the country is only forest. On this forest, there are many natives that are living there. And still, some of them never have been to any modern city, And this, how we say, Vanajana, these people from the forest, they still do the yagnas and the rituals of, let's say, the previous yuga, It's something very, very special. And after some years teaching Vedanta, it's been now 12 years teaching Vedanta in Brazil, I went to the forest to meet them, and to know more about their culture. And then I came to see that there are many common things with the Vedic culture. Not only the respect to nature, animals and everything, but also there are some words in Sanskrit like vanam, that's the same for forest, Many bija mantras like Shri, 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 Hrim, they also have there. And they have they have a whole complete Ayurvedic system, of herbs and things from the forest that are very similar to Ayurveda. And when they sing, it's very similar to Samaveda. Not completely, but there is a big correlation with the way Samaveda sounds, So for that reason, that country has a spiritual energy. Like India has its own spiritual energy, Brazil has its own spiritual energy. And I believe that because of that, and also the effort that Swami Dayananda, Professor Gloria Riera, my teacher, and many other teachers that were there before me, they planted for the last 50 years. Then when I came, it was possible to have so many students using technology also. This was like our contribution of expanding these Vedic teachings. So I want to share some ideas with you, and then I believe that if I open for questions, it will be more interesting because then you can ask whatever it's in your heart. So they say that teaching Vedanta or the Vedic culture for the youth is difficult. The youth is not more interested on that, That's not difficult. It's easy because you don't want to, in general, people don't want to go out of their own position to talk to the youth. So they want to talk to the youth as if they were talking to an old person. So to talk to the youth, you need to make them laugh, to have fun with them. You put music, put games, the youth open themselves, as any youth, any part of the world, you know. So nobody can talk to the youth outdated, you know, with a mentality that the youth have to accept everything the way it was 100 years before. No, we have to talk to the youth in the language of the youth, and then later they value the tradition and they go back to the roots. But that's how it's supposed to be. Second thing that I would like to say is that it's studying Vedanta in the West has some advantages and some disadvantages. You know, the disadvantage is very obvious because we don't have all the temples and all the culture that support us. Very difficult for people to know what Vedanta is because it's not part of the culture. But there is one advantage that I would like to share with you because it's something that could help. You know, people there, because they don't know anything, they are very, beginners in many ways. They listen to all the texts, all the teachings with a very open heart. They don't believe they know what is in the text just because, somehow they know Sanskrit or it's part of their culture. No, they listen to every teaching. you know and this is something that's very remarkable because many times when I speak like to an Indian audience, in general people know, they think they know all the subjects that are going to be taught. But if that was true, then there was no need for a guru. But the guru is there because there are some things that our mind will blank. It will not, don't let us understand or listen because it hurts the ego. So this connection with the guru, it's very important, and it's something that in the West we get that. Um, and the third thing, I think that like we the transformation that the world is needing right now, it's very much dependent upon this spiritual knowledge. And in terms of spirituality, like the Vedic culture in India, it leads globally, the spiritual field. Every place that you go in the world nowadays, everybody knows what yoga is. Ayurveda also is becoming very popular, Vedanta now is appearing with a lot of effort. Vedanta also is appearing. Astrology is everywhere. There are other cultures like the Brazilian and the Lakota the in the north, in the North America, and others that are very beautiful also. And you should know that these people, they are very, how I say, hardworking on their tapas and all the things that they do. It's not easy. It's similar to when we hear these stories about the sadhus in the Himalayas, but they are not only few sadhus. There are thousands of people, fasting for 21 days, no food, no water, 21 days, and doing many ghora tapas that you can't imagine, with ants that hurts the finger, with the poison of the snake, with this and that. They are still doing that. And this revolution that the world is going to pass through, it's all about spirituality. And I see like the need for us to understand that all spirituality, ancient spirituality of earth, has the same message and is just one. And this connection is very necessary because many, how I say, shakas of the Vedas survived here, but some things survived there and in other places. And if we unite them, then we have the full power, of all the Vedas in different forms, available for people, whoever wants to transform it itself and have a better life. So this is like the small messages I want to share with you. So um South America as a whole, it was a big, big Vanam, very big forest, and there are many, let's say, tribes on that forest. This forest, in the Amazon forest, this forest will go up to Mexico, where the Mayans were there also, So all these, they are like cousins, like different families living on the same big area. So, and they have pyramids, you know, that's it's something amazing. Not only that, the forest, as how they are traveling, I don't know, but there are some very interesting facts, like the way the trees are planted. It's very symmetrical. So it's believed that a good part of the Amazon forest was a planted forest, and also the natural soil was not rich, but there is now an environment where the leaves come down and stays on the ground, and then it's very, very rich, the soil. And what is interesting in my perspective is to see that the roots of the Pandu is like the language or base of all these tribes, has a lot of connections with Sanskrit. There is one group of people there that they have no contact with modern society, white people, nothing. They call themselves Sarpa Tattvas, you know, Sarpa Tattva. And yeah, and the way also they do their worships. There are many things that are very simple compared to a temple, but in the Tantra side, there are many, many similarities. So when we are building our Gurukulam, we have a Sarparaja shrine there, you know. When the guy came from the forest, and he's a very strong tapasvi, he looked to the room, and he came in, and he started speaking on their native language in the room. Everybody outside started throwing up, the same time. And then after like 10 minutes, he was speaking to the deity. He came out and tell what we are going to do together, this and that. So they have very strong spiritual connection, like very rare to see. They are very good healers. They heal cancer, arthritis, all these things that nobody knows what to do. The forest they heal, but you have to do like a panchakarma and stay on the forest, for some time. It's not easy also. So these are like the similarities. Yes, like from Mexico down to Brazil, it's a big area. That's a whole thing. Then after the countries start coming, yeah, from the middle down, there. So nowadays I'm traveling a lot. So I will tell my routine at the Gurukulam. I think it's more interesting because now I wake up and travel. So I start my day around 4:30. When I take a snanam and sometimes a cold plunge. So we have like how you say like a pool that is 2 degrees, with ice, and then we all enter there, just to wake up the body. Then after that we do Sandhya Vandanam. We do sometimes Vishnu Sahasranam or meditation in the morning, and we go for Homam. Then we have the first Vedanta class. Then after Vedanta class we have breakfast. Then after that they have Sanskrit class. Sometimes Panditji was teaching them, the- so we have Sanskrit class. Then we had the mantra class. Then they have the second Vedanta class, and then lunch. Then after lunch there is a free time because they have to clean and do their stuff. And then we have how we say a satsang by the end of the day, and that's more or less our day. I believe so, but the modern science has to understand its own limitation, because even if you stop to think, all the medicines that we have, that doctors prescribe, they all come from some sort of knowledge, or Ayurveda, or some spiritual knowledge. There is no way a person can take a plant from the forest and test for all the disease to see which one is going to match, you know. If you look in physics, you know, we have many contributions that comes from people like Ramanuja and others that received the formulas in meditation, you know. If you look in physics nowadays, the strongest like line of thinking is the string theory, né, to establish the reality of the object. And we have our Sutratma, né, for a long time, you know. So we see many things that are parallel, but the fact is there is the means of knowledge that is inference and experience that sustains modern science. But the Vedas comes from an Adhyatmika means of knowledge. And unless let's say the modern science accepts that there is an inner channel for knowledge, then we can't do amends, you know. But once it's accepted that is possible, and modern science also depends on it, then it's okay, because we can say whatever I receive on my own insights, intuitions, I can logically verify it. And this makes sense, you know. I'm not going to use something just because I had an intuition. I used to have to use logic and everything. Then science and spirituality can give hands and work together. Or the problem also is like, because many teachers in the academy, they don't want to accept the importance of the spiritual pursuit. So once you mix spirituality with modern science, the egos get hurt. So unfortunately. Okay, this is a good question. So how spirituality can help in my career, in my day-to-day life, you know? So there was a time where for us to study spirituality, we have to leave our family and our jobs and go to the Himalayas. But this time is over. You can study at your home, you can study online, you have teachers everywhere. In the past, the teachers were all in the Himalayas, you know, so every city has a guru, you know, so it's not anymore like that. So what we have to understand is the purpose of spirituality. Spirituality exists to help a person to live a healthy and good life, and not to remove you from your normal life. Spirituality is not here to take out your dreams. No, it's to make you understand certain things that if you understand on the beginning of your journey, life gets easier, not more difficult. The reason why I entered spirituality 20 some years ago, you know, was because I was surrounded by very wealthy people that were poor millionaires. Understand? They had a lot of money, but they had a broken mind and a broken heart. And there is no purpose in living a life with a lot of money if you can't sleep, if you can't have joy at home, you know. And nobody's talking about that in the West. That's why I have to come to India and know all these gurus, you know, because in the West, no, there is no option, you know. People think that money can give you everything. Money cannot give you. Money can give you comfort. And you can have comfortably the worst night of your life in a five-star hotel, you know. So we respect money. It's sacred. It's something that we need to build projects to help people, you know. But at the same time, we know that there are some things that are more important. And the first and foremost is your family. You know, it's the first thing. And how do I make amends with my own family? How do I release my heart from all the pain that I may have gathered, from all the no difficult talks that I had, from missing those that, you know, already passed away? For that, spirituality is a tool. It has sadhanas. It shows us a way of connecting ourselves, you know. After family, the second thing that is very important is values. If we don't have values, and values also means culture, you know. If we don't have values, life is a waste, you know. We just live, and we go from one problem to another problem. A lot of anxiety, stress, you know, just because the values are not well upheld. You know. So I should never compromise my values in sake of money or power or anything. You know why? Because once I compromise my core values as a human being, I can't be happy and I can't be in peace I can't relax in front of other people. I can't sleep well. And after some time, the life is upside down. And here, thanks God, India is not like that. But in Brazil and in America, people are taking pills to sleep, pills to wake up, pills to eat. Imagine this, pills to go to the toilet. The mind is completely destroyed, you know. And that's what worries me, because like that culture is coming here each time strongly. There are some things that you think that is from your culture, but it's not. Like white sugar. It's from our culture, has destroyed our lives, and it's coming to destroy yours also. You know, Coca-Cola, all these, you know, these are poison. In the West, people are not doing that anymore. You know, we even make joke if a person drink Coke. Here, no, because people don't know yet. You know, so all this no individuality way of thinking. You know, that's it's growing here also. Like people are just worrying about their jobs and are forgetting their families and their health. You know, without family, without values, and without health, you have no life. And if you have a good family with values and your health is perfect, you can live in the forest, you can live under the bridge. You are a happy person. So the concept has to change in the mind. Spirituality is very important. If you have it, you can be the best leader. So there are some questions when I go to these universities I used to ask the kids to see if they are knowing, you know. Why do we follow a leader? Why do people follow leaders? In general, they say it's because of charisma. You know, the person has a shakti, an energy. That's not true. People are followed due to consistency, coherence, and values. It's a person that I feel safe. Means that this person has emotional maturity. Means that this person has a concept of purpose in life. He's not, you know, making joke of things that are important to you. Because if somebody does that, I don't want to get close to this person. You know? So a good leader is made of consistency. 90% of the companies that, how I say, fail on their first year of conception, of creation, they don't fail out of, how I say, loss or negative profit. Do you know why they fail? These are statistics in the West, you know. They fail due to the lack of cash flow. You know the difference? You do a business, you sell a product, the product has a price, a cost. The difference is the profit. You take it, put in your pocket. Okay. But then you need to invest. You need to invest in stocks. You need to invest in infrastructure for you to sell your product. You need to invest in ads. So what people do, the business itself is very profitable, but they can't manage themselves, and they get overexcited with their own business, and they spend more than they have, and they break their own profitable company. So the companies are not breaking because they're not profitable. They are very profitable. They are breaking because the owners of the companies lack inner maturity to deal with the pace that company has. If I buy something very big for something that is still very small, this difference makes a problem in terms of purpose and also in terms of money, and everything goes in the waste, you know. So like that, there are many insights like this that in general I share with you. If I face oppositions there, I do face oppositions because there's always be opposition. Whenever you want to do a nice work in this world, there will be somebody trying to oppose you. You know, that's the truth. But we don't bother much about it. We keep praying and being stronger, and we go forward. Yoga is my understanding. Okay, maybe other people have different understanding. Yoga is the tip of the iceberg of the Vedic tradition. It's like the person holding the flag in going in front, offering something that is very tangible, very physical, and at the same time very effective, you know, and can help a lot. But once the door is open, the other sadhanas of the Vedic tradition should help also, you know. So the second one, very important, is pranayama. And once the person is already doing yoga, pranayama is easy. You know. Together with pranayama, the third one is meditation. You know. And the fourth, I would say, all the puja related activities. You know, because that will give a base that's sustain the person emotional, how you say, stability in the mind. And then for those that are really interested in going deeper, then I would give Vedanta and philosophy and all of that. Yoga is the starting point. It's the starting point of this world revolution that the Vedic tradition is doing. You know, that's how it started. Brazil deixasse de have a sense of belonging, you know. Like they are dedicating so much time to the Vedic culture that they want to be part of it. So they ask if they can have a Indian name, you know. That's how they get it. So thank you very much. Om Har Har Namaः Parvati Pataye Har Har Mahadev.